Okay, oh my god, I'm like 16 pages in and I've just gotten the chills with what happened in the beginning. This is so good. This is like watching a space movie, you know, when it all goes to shit in the beginning and like, yeah, you're up in space, how do you fix it? Oh my god, one of the best openings to like a romance novel I've ever read. Like, I think I'm gonna love that.
Cheers to the start of another reading vlog. Hello, heathens. How are you doing? It's an instant flat white. It's okay. It's got caffeine in it. That's all we can say about that. How are you all? I'm filming the intro to this reading vlog. I have actually already started some of the books, but then I realized I hadn't filmed the intro, so there you go. It's maybe chronologically weird, but anyway, welcome. I have acquired some new releases, and one of the things on my kind of must do this year list was I need to get to my new releases when they're actually new releases, not 5 years later when they've been sitting on my shelves. And I'm kind of trying to also slow down a little bit in terms of what I'm acquiring to make sure that I can get to the books I'm excited about when I'm excited about them. You feel me? So today's vlog hopefully will be all of these books if I can get to them. I'm being ambitious. These are the books, baby. So we have thrillers, we have romance, we have, well, contemporary romance, we have dark mafia romance, we have monster romance. It's gonna be a good time. So let me go through these one by one. So this is Kill Creatures. This is by Rory Power. Brand new. This is a YA thriller. I have read Rory Power before. Wilder Girls, I think, is probably the most well-known book. I love that. I have high hopes for this. This cover is absolutely stunning. And the blurb on this basically says you have 4 friends. They wander off one summer. 3 of them are missing. 1 of them comes back. What happened to these girls? So you kind of get that story. So I'm really excited about that. I really like that kind of concept in thrillers and books. And like I said, I love Rory Power's writing. So I've got high hopes for this. Also, this is set in summer. So peak summer thriller vibes. That will be going in my summer thriller video. Then, I'm so excited about this. So this is Be With Me by Gabriella Sands. This will be my first Gabriella Sands book. This is dark mafia romance. So I believe our heroine in this, she is the daughter of the mayor, or the guy that's running for the mayor, or the president, mayor, something like that. And I think he's mayor of New York, and his campaign has always been very anti-mafia. So he kind of has that on his platform. And then she meets Romalo. I think his name is Romalo. I hope I'm saying that right. And it turns out that he is, I think, the head of the mafia. And he's a bit of a bad boy, and he starts to pursue her. And it does say on the back, they say, good girls don't fall for the villain, but maybe I'm tired of being good. Oh, I can't wait. Everybody that I watch that has read this book has absolutely loved it. So I'm 5-star prediction on this one. Then a book that I could not be more excited about. Taylor Jenkins Reid, Atmosphere. I got this beautiful, look at that copy. Isn't it stunning? This is the Waterstones copy, and it is also, look at the inside. How beautiful is that? And it is also signed by Miss Taylor Jenkins Reid. I adore Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read most of her books. Daisy Jones and the Six was one of my favorites. I actually went to go see her at an event she did for Daisy Jones and the Six, and she personalized my book and signed it. She did an incredible event talking about that book, and I just love it. So I have been so excited about this. This is set in the 80s. This is about some of the first female astronauts that went up in the space race in NASA, that joined NASA. And it says Atmosphere, a love story, so I'm assuming it is going to be a contemporary love story as well. It is, I've started reading this one, and I'm in love already. This is another 5-star prediction. I'm so glad I got this copy because I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I'll be shouting about that. Then another contemporary romance, and I left a sticker on because it makes me giggle. So this is Emily Henry's Great Big Beautiful Life. Now, first of all, I love the works. Huge savings. This is going in my haul, by the way. Also, this edition has got spray edges, which I love. And then it has this really cool reversible dust jacket. So I love that. And it was a huge saving at the works. I think this was the last one in there as well. I actually got another one, and that was the last one in there, which I was really excited about. So thank you, the works. So if you're in the UK, go to the works. Now, I have never read an Emily Henry book. And I have been seeing so much discourse about this book, which is her new release. Some people that are traditional Emily Henry, it's difficult to say, fans do not like this. And then I've heard some people that do. And I was talking to one of the ladies in Waterstones, because she was reading this and she's also never read Emily Henry, and she said she really liked it. So I was like, you know what? Again, there's a bandwagon. I want in on the disc. I want to know for myself what I think of this. So I have decided I'm going to read it. So we'll see. I'll give you so this one, I believe, is two rival writers, and they're kind of having a competition with each other to write the memoir of a famous actress or someone that's famous, because people were giving this comps of Taylor Jenkins Reid's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I love, and they're kind of competing to be the writer for this memoir, and then they fall for each other. Question mark. But yeah, I'm excited to read this and see what I think about it. Then again, I could not be. See, I actually dressed to match this book. See, there we go. Yeah. Sorry, this isn't a fashion show. Also, I made this top. What do you think? This is Riley Sager's latest release. I love Riley Sager. I know there's people that love, hate, I love. And this is With a Vengeance. I've also gotten this a few days early, so I'm very excited. I've got my grubby little hands on it. Waterstone seem to have it early. This is so cool. So you can see the train on the front there. And it says, in 1942, 6 people destroyed Anna Matheson's family. Now she has 13 hours for retribution, unless someone gets there first. So I believe she gathers them all on the train to seek revenge. And that's all I want to know going in, because I really hate knowing anything about my thrillers. I love, so Murder on the Orient, one of my favorites of all time. I love things set on trains. So I really hope all of these books are like 5-star predictions, right? So I really, really, really hope this is going to be good, but I'm very excited to read this. And then the last one is Kiss of the Basilisk, and this is by Lindsay Straub. Now, again, I was hearing lots of discourse about this book, and lots of people kind of talking about it, but also on the blurb it says you should go in knowing nothing. So what I know about this book is that it is a monster romance, hence the basilisk, and I believe this may have either been AO3 or fanfic and then got traditionally picked up and published. So I think that's very cool. I love when that happens, so kind of want to support that. A lot of people seem to really like it. I don't know. We will go in, we shall see. It's a beautiful cover. I haven't read monster romance before, I don't think. So this will be I'm a virgin for monster romance. Yeah. So yeah, this will be great. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's it, and I will check back in when I start reading the books. I came down to the gym to get on the treadmill and walk and do some reading for my vlog. So I can't decide which one to go for first. I've got Atmosphere, Taylor Jenkins Reid, so beautiful, and then Kill Creatures by Rory Power. I think I'm just so excited to start the Taylor Jenkins Reid that I'm going to start this one. I might switch over. Also, I got the package, so what I'm going to do is, I haven't actually filmed the intro to this video yet, so I'll film it afterwards, but I literally just went to the concierge desk, I got my package. So this is going to be one of the new books that I'm reading. So you're going to get not only I'm reading in the gym, but I'm now unboxing in the gym. This is great. I just live down here. So this is, I'm hoping, yes it is, okay. So this is one of the books that I'm going to be reading in this new book vlog. And this one I'm so excited about. This is Be With Me. This is Gabriella Sands. I'm so excited. This is my first Gabriella Sands book that I've ever read. This is dark mafia romance. Everybody says it's incredible. I cannot wait to read it. So yeah, but I think it's going to be Atmosphere, and then I'll update you as I go along. Okay, I haven't even gotten to page 100, and this book has already given me shivers, made me sit on the edge of my seat, tore my heart out. Oh my God, this is phenomenal. I thought this was going to be good, and I'm really glad I got the special edition now because it's phenomenal. So what I love about this is that you have these people that are training to be astronauts, particularly our two kind of main focus characters are Vanessa and Joan, and these two women that, it's very unique. NASA at the time, so we're talking 79, 80, were looking for more female astronauts, astrophysicists, and these two women are now
training to go on these missions. And that part of the book is so interesting, the way Taylor Jenkins Reid kind of describes NASA and the training they go through and really weaves this world. I feel like I'm there. It's so exciting, it's so interesting. And then you go like backwards and forwards in time, so you kind of start off in 84 on this mission, and then you go back to when they started and they were becoming friends and getting to know each other. And then we've just had a part where you go back to 84 and the ship that goes down on this mission, and it just absolutely ripped my heart out because you were just getting to know some of these characters and then things go down, right? And I also love this discussion on, these women, this incredibly male-dominated environment and that kind of casual sexism as well, how they kind of have to put up with that, how both John and Vanessa are just trying to be themselves as well, and that's really difficult, and kind of grappling with, wanting to have these careers, but also these kind of expectations that still sort of linger about being a wife and mother and things like that. And it's just so good. I love this book. Like I said, I haven't even got, I'm on page 81 and I'm in it, I'm loving it.
Yes, Riley Sager, I'm loving this. Okay, so I've just started this. So it's actually set in 1954, which is really cool. I didn't realize it was set in the 50s. And it's set on this train, and it's just giving me like the best kind of Agatha Christie Poirot vibes, because we have this train journey going from Philadelphia to Chicago. Is it Chicago? Let me double check. Yes, Chicago. And the premise here is that this woman, Anna Matheson, her father used to own this railway line, but it seems like he doesn't anymore, and she's gathered a bunch of people who she believes are responsible for the demise of her family. So she sent them each a special invitation with like a personalized note on it. So one of the notes will say like, you know what you did. The other one will say, how does it feel to have blood on your hands? Like each of these people have gotten a special note, 6 people. And she's also kind of cleared out this train. So it looks like she's got like one helper and then I'm assuming the driver of the train. But like there's no other, it feels like there's no other passengers, anything on this train. So the beginning of this, each chapter, you get one of the people's kind of perspectives of them boarding the train, like the note that they got. And they all got the same note, said they had to meet at 8 o'clock in the dining car. And we've just gotten to the bit where they're all there. And what's also interesting is the last person, Dante, the note was actually meant for his father, who now owns this railway, but he came instead because he recognized Anna's handwriting. And apparently they've got some history. But he's the only one at this point that knows that it's Anna, because all of the others are like, who sent us these notes? But they all seem to know each other, and they all seem to have some sort of a nefarious dealing. And it's really cool. So now the next part of the book is 8 p.m. and then 12 hours to Chicago. So I'm assuming that this whole book is going to be on this train journey to Chicago. And in the very, very first chapter, it says there's 8 people, 7 of them are alive, 1 of them is dead. And this is so good. This is giving me like I said, the best Poirot type of vibes, because you're being introduced to each character. So it feels like an Agatha Christie. And again, set in 54 on this train. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far.
Right, I finished Atmosphere and I had to take a moment to kind of collect myself because, man, like the last few chapters of this book is so good. It was so emotional. So you kind of end where you start at this mission from 1984, where Vanessa and the crew are up in the space station and spaceship and everything that's kind of happening. And it's such an emotional roller coaster of what's going on. And like I said, particularly as you've gotten to know all these characters, and it was just, yeah, I mean, I was properly tearing up. I was getting goosebumps again from like I did in the beginning of the book. I thought it was incredible. Because the romance in here between Vanessa and Joan and the struggle that they face to be together because, for their jobs, because they're basically told that, being queer, that's not acceptable and they will be dismissed, from their position at NASA.
their families. The other thing, like I said previously, was the sister in this book. I think she was unredeemable. She had this child really young, which is fine, you know, but that was her choice to have the child, and then she tends to just dump her daughter on her sister Joan and goes off and marries this guy, and it's like that was driving me crazy, and I don't think she was ever redeemed for me in this book. Let me know if you feel otherwise. But I kind of like having those unlikable characters because you need them in the book. But I thought this was so well written, so interesting. I can totally see this as a film. I mean, after they turned Daisy Jones and the Six into the series, I mean, hello. I think this would just make a beautiful series. And I've never read a book that was set around astronauts and kind of space and space training like that. I've read like science fiction-y stuff, but nothing that was like real NASA astronauts. And I think it was so beautifully written, really well researched. Oh, this is 5.5, maybe even 6-star read for me. It reminds me why I love Taylor Jenkins Reid so much and why she's kind of an autobi author for me. So this was amazing. Moving on to the next one. Okay, so we're about a third of the way through, around 150 pages, and we've just had a twist. So the passenger in the beginning that gets murdered, or is dead, he gets murdered. So you're like, okay, now this is very much a locked room murder mystery, right? So it's only the people she invited, her and Seamus, so Anna and Seamus, on this train. They're supposed to be the only people on there, and the conductor, but he's kind of locked in there, driving the train. So one of them has to have killed this guy, right? This is so good. This is proper old school Agatha Christie. I'm having the best time. I've literally, yeah, I think I'm going to finish this today. I just want to keep reading and reading and reading. Oh! Okay, so I decided to pick up Kill Creatures by Rory Power because I'm powering through Atmosphere and I want to take my time a little bit more and kind of absorb it. So I was like, it's a rainy Saturday morning, I'm going to pick up the thriller. And I've already had two moments. One because I'm an idiot, and then one because there's a bit of a twist. So the one where I'm an idiot is because it is literally on the blurb. And actually, having said that, this is why I like not even reading blurbs or anything, just kind of going in, because this story is about these 4 girls. So you've got Nan, our main character, and her 3 friends. And the 3 friends went missing last summer. So this is the perfect summer kind of horror thriller read because it's set literally at summer at a lake, like in the canyons. It's perfect atmosphere, right? So these 3 girls went missing. Nan came back, and a year later they're having a vigil for these 3 girls because they're still missing. In the middle of the vigil, the police are like, we found one of them, like Luce is back. So Luce is one of the girls, and Nan goes, oh, it can't be Luce. It's impossible because I killed her. Now, I'm not spoiling it. It literally says that on the back of the cover, right? So that's the synopsis of the book. It's like, okay. So now we're trying to then work out, well, where has Luce been? What has happened? How did she survive her attempted murder? And where are the other 2 girls? So we kind of have dual POV as well. We go then, so what happens then? And you kind of hear about what was going on with the girls at the time, and obviously now, where they have Luce back, they're questioning her. She claims to have no memory. I don't know yet if that is true. And I'm on page 159. So this is quite a short one as well. So I'm more than halfway actually through now. I'm really enjoying this. So we're trying to work out, does she actually know what happened to her? Does she know that Nan tried to kill her? And like, where are the other girls? And then we've literally just had a twist. And I'm like, that was my other reaction. So this book is so good, and I love Rory Power's writing, and I remember this from when I read her other books. She's a little bit like Alexis Henderson for me. She describes bad things really beautifully. Like, it can be something that's gross or horrible, but the way she writes it, I love it. And again, I love these kind of teen girl interactions, the ins and outs, there's sapphic romance or attempted romance in this. Yeah, I love the kind of thing about girls, teen girls, they're the worst, and the things they'll do to each other. It's great. I love it. This is right up my alley. I'll update you, I think, again when I'm finished, because I haven't got that much of the book left to read. Finished the book. Really enjoyed this. This had so many different like twists and turns and bits and pieces, and some of the things I kind of was like, yeah, I can see where that's going, but then there were a few twists that I didn't see coming. And I think for such a short book, it really managed to pack a lot of storyline, a lot of story, like characterization in it. Like I said, all those kind of twists and turns and bits and pieces. So I would definitely recommend this. I think this is so much fun. If you want a short, sharp YA thriller with a bit of a sapphic leaning, you know, Pride Month, like I said, to it as well, and you just want a fun read with great writing, I would definitely recommend this. I had a great time reading this. I have finished with A Vengeance by Riley Sager, and I'm going to say this is one of the best thrillers I've read in a long time. I absolutely love this. There were so many twists and turns and bits and pieces where like, oh, and this happened, and you think it's this person, but no, it's somebody else. And then you think it's that. I love that. It just took me to that place of a classic, you know, Agatha Christie, loads of suspects, and you don't know who it is, you know, you're just guessing all the time. I thought that was fantastic. I loved our main character Annie. She is smart, she's resilient, she doesn't rely on anybody else, she can help herself, she's tough. I loved her. And I think, controversial opinion, but a lot of male authors don't write the best female protagonists. Riley Sager is an exception. In my opinion, I think he does it really well. And I think I've got like a couple of his books left to read. I'm going to be doing a whole Riley Sager video because I am a massive fan. I love Riley Sager books. I have read House Across the Lake recently as well, and I really loved it. So this is 5-star. Hugely recommend this. I think you'll love it. Then I'm trying to decide what to read next. I think it's going to be Emily Henry. So I'm going to start Emily Henry, I think, today. So that is Great Big Beautiful Life, because although it's incredibly windy, it's actually half decent. I thought I might start this today. But I'm going to the Cotswolds tomorrow. We're having like a work thing. We're staying 2 nights in the Cotswolds. So I don't think I'm going to take this book because it's so big. I think I might take... what's the other one? Be Mine? No, the Gabriella Sands book. I think I'm going to take that one instead to the Cotswolds. So I'm going to try and do some filming while I'm there, although I might sneak this one in my bag. I'll just leave everything else out and bring a whole bunch of books. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to stop that. I'll update you. Let's talk Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. So I think I said this was my first Emily Henry, and I am just over 100 pages in. Also, I love the fact that it had a matching bookmark. And you know what? I'm having a really good time. Now, I don't have anything to compare this to, but I actually really love the story of the kind of socialite actress that they're interviewing. So I think I probably like the aspects of the story that most Emily Henry fans don't, because when it comes to the romance, I'm going to be really mean and have a really probably unpopular opinion, but I don't like the female main character. She's just so perky and optimistic, and she annoys the crap out of me. And I just like my heroines grittier, darker, glass half empty. I know that sounds terrible, but she is very perky. So yeah, but the book is keeping me reading and engaged. So you've got these 2 journalists. They are, so this woman, Margaret, who is this, like I said, like she's famous Hollywood, rich family, Kennedy style thing. She's in her 80s now, and she wants to eventually tell her story and write her memoir. And she gets these 2 journalists to kind of spend, I think it's a month with her, and compete in a way to be the one to actually write her biography. So it's really interesting. Each one of them, like one gets like Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and the other one gets the alternate days, and they interview her. So You get the storyline of them kind of coming to this little town. The descriptions of the town are fabulous as well. And they're meeting Margaret. She's starting to tell her story. And I find that bit really, really interesting. I want to know Margaret's story. I want to know what happened to this family. I want to know all the ins and outs. And the kind of romance piece between these two journalists is a little incidental to me right now because like I said, I don't like the female main character. And like, I'm more intrigued by the male main character. He's a bit more, well, dark and brooding. But I'm having a great time, so I'm going to continue reading, and I'll tell you what I think when I get further in. We have arrived in the Cotswolds. I've brought Be With Me by Gabrielle Sands with me. I'm staying here for a 2-day conference with my work, so this is where I'm staying in the lodge. It's very grey. It's typical England. Oh, look, there's a swan in the water. Hang on, can we zoom in on the swan? It's buried its head in the water. I'm so sorry. There we go. Swan action. Well, hello. I am back from the Cotswolds, and Brighton is scorching tonight. It's like 7 o'clock, and you can see the sun is like high up in the sky still. It's beautiful out here. My voice is completely gone. We did a lot of laughing, we did a lot of shouting. We dragon boat raced yesterday, which was so much fun. I also didn't get much reading done. I wanted to update you guys while I was there, but I didn't get a chance. To be fair, it was work, but also we had a lot of fun. So I did get started. I got to page, where am I? Like just over 100 pages in, and I am actually obsessed. I love this. So this is like Mafia Romeo and Juliet. So you have Mia and Romalo, and Mia is the daughter of a politician who's running to be mayor of New York. And one of his big campaign points is that he's very anti-organized crime, anti-mafia, and he wants to kind of get rid of them. And then you have Romalo, who is the son of one of the mafia families. And then you also have this book starts where Mia kind of gets a text from one of her friends about her engagement party, but she isn't actually officially invited. So she's like, what the hell's going on here? Why wasn't I invited to one of my best friend's engagement parties? And it turns out that they were really good friends when they were boarding school in Switzerland, and this girl was using a different last name. Turns out she's actually also a member of one of the other mafia families, and she is in this arranged marriage. So this was her engagement party to Romalo's elder brother. So you kind of have that going on in the background, and I love our main character of Mia. She's really caring, she's really sweet, she loves her friends. So part of the reason why she's trying to get a bit closer to Romalo, other than the fact that she's super attracted to them and their chemistry is electric, is that she wants to find out more about his brother to see, because she's worried about her friend and having to have this arranged marriage to this guy she barely knows. And he, in turn, Romalo, is trying to get close to Mia, besides the fact that they have scorching chemistry and he thinks she's super so hot, is to find out about her father's campaign. So there's kind of a bit of espionage going on both of their parts, but it is so good. Like I said, I love her character. And Romalo, he has a lot of trauma, and there was just the scene where they were driving in a car and he had almost like a panic attack, and you kind of get hints of something that bad that really happened. And I think he's kind of been hardened all of his life as well, so it's really hard for him to accept any kind of love or touch or attention or caring. And Mia is an incredibly caring character, and she's trying to help him, and there was just this really, really beautiful emotional scene between the two of them. So this is giving me all of the feels. It is so good. I want to kind of see what happens with this kind of political intrigue bit of it as well, but just from a romance aspect, I am absolutely hooked on this. I'm going to do a load more reading while the day is lovely, because apparently it's going to rain tomorrow, and then I'll update you some more. I'll update you when I'm finished, depending on how quickly I get through this. Speak to you soon. And I'm done. I actually have finished both Be With Me by Gabrielle Sands and Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. So this kind of brings us to the end of the vlog. I'm going to tell you both my thoughts on these two books. So Be With Me, I actually finished reading this last night. I literally could not stop reading it. I finished the entire book. So I basically read this in 2 sittings. I love this. Mia and Romalo and their relationship is so good. I really hope she writes more. It sounds like there's going to be a second book in the series.
I loved the way they're related. I loved that kind of almost Romeo and Juliet forbidden aspect to their relationship, and the fact that they had to overcome, you know, their families to kind of see each other for the people that they were. Ramallah also has a lot of trauma in his past, and the way that Mia deals with that and the trust that the two of them build, I loved this love story. There's also some great like kind of intrigue of what's happening and what's really going on with Mia's family, and as everybody as noble as they say they are. I just think this is fantastic. This is absolutely a 5-star read for me. It's one of my favorite new mafia romances. I'm obsessed. Read it, it's incredible. I also love the fact that she's a stylist, and all the description of the clothes and the styling she does are just sort of top notch. So I loved this book. And then this is going to be a controversial opinion, but I really loved this as well. So like I said, I've not read any Emily Henry before, so I don't have anything to compare it to in terms of Emily Henry books. But what I will say is I enjoyed this as a contemporary romance novel because it didn't just focus on the romance, because you had these kind of dual storylines of our two main characters and their kind of romance, and how kind of they're getting to know each other and they're both competing for this job. But then also you had Margaret telling her story about her family, about her life, about the ins and outs and the secrets of their family. And there's a big kind of secret and reveal in the end, which I thought was really, really good. I actually didn't see it coming. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I did not see it coming. So I really enjoyed that kind of twist we got at the end. And I love that kind of, like, I guess Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo-esque take on it, where you were seeing her story and getting to know the intrigue with this family and this kind of rich people drama in a way. I really loved that. For me, it added to the story, it added to my interest and kept me going. I thought the romance was sweet. I wouldn't say I was particularly obsessed with the romance. Like I said, the main character did annoy me a little too much because she was a little perky, but you know, I actually loved the second half of this book more than I loved the first half of the book. So I would actually give this a solid like 4.5 stars. I had a great time reading this, but that's coming from somebody who isn't necessarily an Emily Henry fan and who does like a bit more with her romances. So I don't want to just read a straight up contemporary romance. I like the mafia elements. I love, suspense elements, crime elements. And I think this element about them telling this other story of this woman's life really enhanced it for me. So I have to say, it's probably not the popular opinion, but I really enjoyed this book. And then the other two, I've already given my in-depth thoughts, but I'll just kind of give my final ratings. Obsessed with Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a 5-6 star read for me. Absolutely obsessed, loved it. And Kill Creatures by Rory Power, really enjoyed this. I think for YA thriller it was fantastic. This again is like 4.5 star read for me. So this was a massively successful new release reading vlog. I had an amazing time. I'm gonna be doing another vlog soon because I like doing these vlogs. Let me know if you like it, and thank you so much for watching. Comment down below on these books if you've read them, if you have any thoughts, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye bye.